Good morning, folks. It is 7:30 a.m. here in little old Adelaide, Australia. It is 6 p.m. in New York City. And wherever you fit within those timelines, it's great to have you again. Yes, this does seem to be like it's almost daily, doesn't it, this show? But look, I'm loving doing it. 7:30 in the morning on a Friday for here in Australia. It's great. It's going to be a good day. In a week that hasn't been great for everybody, certainly here and abroad. Very difficult, but we're here to entertain. We're here. I'm here to talk about the stuff I really love, which is movies, TVs, and all that kind of good, fun, non-scary stuff. Now, there's something missing this morning I see in the background. The lightsaber's off. Let me fix that just quickly. Now it's better. We got the lightsaber glowing and it's blurry glory in the background. So certainly, yes, there's an opportunity to talk about all the fun stuff and stay away from all the drama. So that's what I wanted to do. But before we get started, if you haven't already seen the thumbnail and with the picture on it, I think you guys are going to figure out what I'm super excited about. And that's Alien Earth. I've been going on about this since I started the show because it is the best science fiction on television, period. There is nothing better in the sci-fi realm airing on television at the moment better than Alien Earth. It is incredible. Episode 6 was magnificent. Certainly another solid hour of tension and interesting storylines and terror. And, there was a moment in the episode where I went, have they just made a sheep the best villain that's been on television in a long time? And they kind of have. That alien, well, what would you say? It's taken over his body. He's possessed that little eyeball alien, a sheep. But it's just done so well. We get to see some new aliens in that as well. The flies in one of the most graphic scenes that was only subdued by the fact it was synthetic. One of the flies spits on the face of a synthetic, and wow, it was graphic. Such a good show, such good television. To think there's only 2 more episodes left of the show, and to think that at the end we'll have 8 solid hours of Alien Earth, probably the best Alien there's been since Aliens, the sequel in 1986. What a gift it's been. And I wasn't, again, after Alien Romulus, I'm like, well, how else? I mean, can you do any better than that? Can you actually do any better than Alien Romulus in regards to reigniting a franchise that was once considered to be dumb? I don't think you can, right? Well, let me adjust my mic stand here just to get it right. There we go. Check 1, 2. Only kidding. Is there anything better? It's amazing. It was a great show. Either way, what I wanted to do today was just go to my favorite news website, joeblow.com, because Joe Blow, like I said before, is the great I'm not getting paid by these guys, but it's a great aggregator of all the news that's going around in Hollywood, and that's what we're here to talk about, nothing else. So let me just share this screen, if possible, if I can remember how to do it. Here we go, and let's start it off with the first story. I don't know if you guys had seen Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the TV show that came out, I think it was last year now on Amazon Prime. Different show. I liked the show. Wasn't anything like the movie, where the movie's a big action movie. This was more of a relationship drama. Yes, Oddball. Good morning, Pants Off Friday. Woot woot. That's it. No, the first season was pretty good, I thought. I liked it. Maybe didn't live up to the film for me. But they were moving forward with season 2 with 2 new cast members. So it was going to be like an anthology series, and every season we'd have a new couple of super spies working together. Well, no more. It looks like even though the TV show had been cast, they received $22 million in tax credits for the production. Yeah, it's not happening. It's been permanently delayed. And it's an interesting thing and more reflective on the ongoing issue in Hollywood of, way too many projects, not enough money, nobody filming in Hollywood. But if you're a Mr. and Mrs. Smith fan and you're waiting for season 2, you're not getting it. So find something else to watch. Let's work it backwards. This is news that's a little bit upsetting. Now, Highlander, and I know Oddball loves the original Highlander. I know that for a fact. I remember him obsession about it when we knew each other way back last century. So I wonder what Oddball thinks about the fact that we're even getting a new Highlander film with Henry Cavill in the lead role. And I think we've got Dave Bautista in it as well. Russell Crowe, Dave Bautista, Karen Gillan. So, it's got a decent cast, big budget. And a lot of people are looking forward to a Highlander resurgence, because we had, obviously that great epic in 86, and then we got that awful sequel in 90. And then we got straight to DVD, straight to video movies, and then the eventual TV series. So they tried to keep Highlander going in its own world continuity for a long time. And I'm not saying this new one won't fit into that continuity. However, I think they got the right people to make a kick-ass Highlander film. But obviously it's going to be what's this? Toledo Salamanca Mega Broadsword. I think I picked the right subject to talk about today, didn't I, Oddball? Henry Cavill now. Henry Cavill. He's hurt himself, the poor bugger. Injured during training. And, it's not, I don't think it will delay it too long, maybe for a couple of weeks. No. If I've just read the article or reread the article, the outlet reports that production is likely won't begin again until early 2026. Jesus, what kind of injury did he do? So it must be a pretty serious injury, and they're not really going into detail what the injury is. But man, if you've got to have 3 months off, 4 months off, you did something pretty bad. So it's a shame because I'm really excited about it too. It was scheduled for next year. I don't know if this is going to delay it. But, that's Henry Cavill. He gives everything to his roles. He really does. And I think he was a great choice for the Highlander. And the fact that Russell Crowe is playing Ramirez, I'm down for it. It's good. If you'd ever seen Man of Steel, those guys were great when they had the few scenes together playing father and son, Jor-El and Kal-El. Highlander production, unfortunately delayed to 2026. So it either means we get a late production, we get a late release date of 2026, or most likely, if it's really good, they'll delay it to 2027. But yeah, bring it on. That's really cool. What the hell is going on here in the big moves of Hollywood? Paramount Skydance. Now, it's called Paramount Skydance because the production company Skydance bought Paramount recently. Bought it out. They are now the new owners of Paramount Studios, and therefore all the content that fits under the umbrella: Star Trek, Fast and Furious, Mission Impossible series, franchise after franchise, as well as their back catalogue. And now looking at buying Warner Brothers. How can this be possible? Aren't we getting into monopoly territory here? You ever see those science fiction films where they talk about mega corporations? In fact, Alien Earth, a lot of how it's set is that 5 giant corporations run the entire world. Disney has become that because they own so much, right? They control so much in the entertainment sphere. And these guys are doing the same thing. And it sucks. It sucks dick. And I know it's too early to be talking about that, but it does. It sucks. And I'll tell you why it sucks. Because it just filters down creativity. Because if you have less studios that control everything, therefore you've got less people making creative decisions, which stifles the creativity. And then when you have a corporation that becomes so ginormous, like Disney, they are forced just to live in IP world. Oh, we need a sequel, we need a prequel, we need a known brand. We need this because we need the money to keep this friggin' behemoth profitable. And so this, to me, is an ominous sign for the industry that's already struggling. Warner Brothers have been doing so well recently too, and I can understand why they're attractive position to provide. For the first time in Warner Brothers history, 7 films that they released in a row topped the $40 million domestic opening box office. That means they've had 7 films, all said and done, that have been financially successful in a row, which is not normal. It's not normal. So they're in a really healthy place. They're doing really, really well. So I can understand why they're being attracted to it, but they can't allow this to happen. It's called monopolies, right? It's called monopoly. Don't do it. But, like someone's listening to this right now and going, yep, Jace said don't do it, so we're not going to do it. No, I know it's going to happen. And we're going to be worse off for it. I mean, I think Oddball here says it quite easily, quite simply, and quite accurately. Less variety, more crap. Really disappointing. Well, what can you do except, just hope that the deal falls through and somebody else comes along. Hollywood's never been the same since the late 70s, when the last of the traditional studio heads had retired and all major studios were then owned by corporations. We look back fondly at decades like the 70s for being creativity and dark and interesting and things like that. I'm not saying cinema hasn't been that since then, because we've, of course we've had unbelievable films. However, the decision-making and the creativity being the key reason for something to be made has gone. So before, here's the famous story about Star Wars. Alan Ladd Jr. is the guy who runs 20th Century Fox at the time in the 70s, right? He's the guy. He's the studio boss, right? George Lucas comes in and goes, he asked to meet with George Lucas, because he loved George Lucas's film called American Graffiti. His second film he released, George Lucas. And then George goes in and tells this crazy story about a trash can that is on wheels and this awesome space adventure. It's like this really bizarre idea. And he said to George, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't understand what you're trying to do, but I believe in you as a filmmaker. And because of that, we're going to be working together. Now, that story just would not happen today. Period. Not in film, not in television. Hell, in the world of TV now, unless you're delivering 10 completed scripts for a streaming show, you have to present that almost as your pitch. You ain't getting nothing. But back then, studio bosses who owned the studios understood that the fact that they're not going to have all the right answer, their taste doesn't mean the taste of the general audience. So, for them, it's smart to let great creators create. But, not now. Not now. It's a corporate whorehouse. That's what it is. Okay, I'm a big comic book nerd, so this is where I'm going to jump in and talk about Man of Tomorrow. Yes, the sequel to a really great Superman film this year. I don't know, Oddball, whether you've seen Superman film. I personally love it. It's very emotionally impacted me, kind of really worked me on a level I wasn't expecting. And, you know, they've already announced the sequel, right, which was already on the plans. What's unusual here is we're getting the sequel so quickly after the original. So the plan at the moment, as it stands, is we've had Superman film this year. Next year, we have Supergirl film. Now, hold on to that, right, guys? You wait till you see the trailer to that. What they're doing with Supergirl is amazing. So you wait to see a trailer of that. And then in 2027, the year after, we get what's being touted as a team-up film between Superman and Lex Luthor. Because they have to work together to battle a bigger threat. Now, straight away, the artwork release was pretty well that image that you're looking at there, which already indicates we're getting Luthor's green suit, right? Which is great, which is kick-ass. We all wanted to see that in the film a couple of months ago, but we didn't see it, so we're going to have it there. And they're fighting a greater evil. Now, I'm going to pretty well give the most obvious prediction of who the villain is. Brainiac, right? It's Brainiac. We've never had Brainiac. There have been scripts about Superman written with Brainiac that never got produced. I think the big bad guy they're going up against is Brainiac. Now, much to the point too, as much as this is a buddy film, we've also been told it's very much a Superman family film. So that includes Supergirl, and it also includes Krypto, I would assume. So, yeah, Superman was great. Yay, Krypto. Krypto was amazing. Probably one of the most honest depictions of a dog ever put to film. Like, when I grew up, dogs were either, super smart and understood people, or they were robots. Yeah, I'm talking about the movie Chomps. Unless you're a kid my age, you won't remember that film, but I remember Chomps. Anyway, dogs are super smart in movies, all right? Lovable. This dog, Krypto, is kind of an asshole, terrible dog, and I love him because of it. That's brilliant. And Supergirl, yes, as you saw, that was the take that I wasn't expecting when I saw Superman, because I was a bit on the fence about Supergirl, because my exposure to Supergirl was the 1984 movie with the great Helen Slater and Faye Dunaway and Peter O'Toole, of course, let's not forget him, to the TV show that ran on CW, part of the Arrowverse, which I quite enjoyed as well. Both good iterations. However, kind of predictable. She's the good guy. She's sweet and pure and everything else. The fact that they have taken her storyline, I think it's from the comic book series Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, where she's playing a party girl. And the setup is the trauma of what happened to her world was so bad, the only way she's being able to deal with it is to go to planets where they have a red sun, and she gets drunk because she can only get drunk in solar systems with a red sun. So she's a party girl, just doing whatever the hell she wants. I think that's a brilliant idea to do with Supergirl. And certainly from that 10 seconds we saw on screen at the end of Superman, straight away I'm like, I'm in. I love what you're doing here. I am totally in. You know who else is totally in with the movie Chomps? Oddball is. Yay, Chomps. You remember Chomps? Yes, the robotic superhero dog. He was the best. So Man of Tomorrow. I mean, wow, what a machine James Gunn is just to be pumping out all this content. I don't know if anyone else is still watching Peacemaker Season 2. I'm obsessed with it. Can't wait for the episode tomorrow night, which is fantastic. If you're here to hear my review of the finale of Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 3 from last night, no, I'm not giving it to you. I actually haven't watched it yet. I haven't watched it yet. I will be watching it after this live stream. But if you do want my opinion on it, of course, you're going to pop over to the Captain's Quadrant tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. if you're Little Adelaide, or 11 a.m. if you're on the eastern states. And, of course, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in America, New York City time. Where we're going to be. It's going to be a great show. We're going to go right through that finale episode. And I'll be a guest on the Undiscovered podcast. I've been asked to join that team on Sunday to give my opinion on the season 3 overview. Boy, I hope these guys know what they're getting into, because I'm going to be real honest. But I assume that's what they want me there for. Oh, dude, what did CHOMP stand for? Well, there's only one way to find out. Live streaming. Let's find out. And I think I'm going to have to do it in bullet points, I would assume. CHOMP's stand for. Let's have a look. Okay, CHOMP's. That's not. CHOMP's an acronym for the Child Oral and Motor Proficiency Scale. Okay, that sounds weird. CHOMP's movie stand for. The 1979 film CHOMP's. The acronym stands for what? Canine Home Protection System. Well, that's not accurate, is it? I mean, the story is about an inventor who creates a robot dog named CHOMP's as a revolutionary home security device to combat raising crime. Apparently, making Ring cameras was too hard. So, yes. So, basically, the full title is a little bit of play on words with home, HOM, for home security being represented by the middle letters of the acronym. They couldn't make it work, could they? So they had to kind of mess around with the acronym. But there's the film CHOMP's there. Oh, I don't want to look at the trivia, but I do want to look at the film. Take me. Oh, boy. I even remember the movie poster. Oh, boy. Man, I loved that as a kid. Yeah. There you go. CHOMP's. Maybe I'll do that on Talking Tubi. Hey, got some news on Talking Tubi. I know it's been, I think the last time I released an episode was the 1st of August. It's now the 12th of September, and there's been no new episode. I will tell you, I've had a few delays. There's been a lot going on. I started launching this show. I'm doing other podcasts. I've been doing work. Hell, went and flew to Tasmania. I have been doing a lot of editing work on it. I feel very, very confident that you will get it by the middle of next week at this point. Hopefully earlier than that. But I can absolutely guarantee you next week is the week we return with episode 9 of the first season of Talking Tubi. Remember, I'm doing 10 episode seasons, and we are in season 1. So, yep, a couple more episodes of this season, and then we break into the new season, which, wow, I can't wait to tell you about what's going to be launching with that. Definitely going to be an upgrade. Yeah, CHOMP's. Yep. Haven't seen that in forever. You haven't seen Talking Tubi forever too, because I haven't released anything. But yes, CHOMP's is the best, right? CHOMP's is the best. Well, now, if you are like, if you're a big TV watcher like I am, because I watch a lot of TV, hell, do I look like I don't watch a lot of TV? Clearly, you don't get this body by not watching TV. What are you looking forward to coming up? Because I've been thinking, well, what's coming up that is really... Oh, here we go. Hang on. I was just about to go into something. Mind if I run some Talking Tubi on my stream? May get you some more viewers. Do I mind? I insist, sir. No, that would be amazing. That would be really, really amazing. Certainly feel stream the show for sure. That's also reminding me, I'm glad you brought that up. When I do finish the first season, there will be a supercut released, which will be all the episodes edited together to one giant, long, 10-episode, video. It'll go a couple of hours, which will be great. Also, I will give you this teaser. There will be a Patreon launching soon in conjunction with Talking Tubi, specifically designed around the second season beyond of Talking Tubi, where you'll be able to donate and get exclusive material that you won't be able to air. Like, number one, all Patreon members will be able to get access to the unrated versions, which means boobies, lots of nudity, lots of things that they ban me and copyright me for on YouTube won't matter. So I'm really excited about that. And I wasn't sure about whether I would do a Patreon, but I've had people actually reach out and ask, hey, would you do Patreon? And yeah, so that's going to happen for you people. I like promoting people's stuff, but won't without permission, of course. Yes, of course, because you're a man of class, Mr. Oddball. Yes, that would be amazing. Look, I would certainly support that. Hopefully they enjoy it, because that's the thing, right? I know this stuff is subjective. I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea. And all I ask, though, is the opportunity for people to see my stuff. Now, whether they go, it's horseshit or not, it's totally cool, right, man? There's lots of stuff I think is horseshit. That's not the problem. The biggest challenge for podcasters and I think streamers is just getting eyeballs on your stuff. Because when you get eyeballs on your stuff, it takes off. Like, I've had some of these videos and Talking Tubi, and you can see with some of the views. One of mine got up to like nearly 4,000 views for a guy that had like less than 1,000 subscribers and no marketing strategy or nothing. That's pretty great, right? It's pretty great. But these things can change. So you always need to be marketing, because the next video I did, I think it's had 32 views. Like, what? And that's because YouTube are the overlords. And every video I've made of Talking Tubi has been banned in Russia and Belarus for some reason. Russia and Belarus, they don't want any part of it. You cannot watch it at all. Again, all my other videos are not only copyright struck for that, but they're also copyright struck because I use mic drops. And one thing YouTube don't like is mic drops. They don't want you to use artist music. Now, I preface it between every beginning of every thing that, hey, I'm aware I'm using under fair use. I'm not trying to make any money off you people. However, and please go support the artists. Like, I don't want any money from it. Go to the, if you hear a song on one of my episodes that I love, an old 70s song or something, go to Spotify, man. Go play it. Go, I don't know, go buy it from Apple Music or something. Whatever. Support those guys. But I use it just as part of entertaining, and certainly I'm not trying to profit off their music whatsoever. So, but yeah, there you go. I have been banned. But look, you know what? That's the idea about Talking Tubi, right? That's what I love about Talking Tubi. Talking Tubi is my middle finger, in a way, to YouTube. It's my rebellion. It's just like, it's my rebellion to censoring myself on podcasts, because I am involved in a bunch of other podcasts, and some of those podcasts, they don't want me swearing all the time. They don't want me to be my real self, because that'll copyright their video. They don't want that. So there's a muted, different version of myself in these things. And I got frustrated by that, to be honest with you. I wanted to get to a point where I just went, you know what? Fuck it. I want to make the show I want to make. I don't care about copyright. I don't care about this. I don't care about subscribers and viewers. Yes, I really would like them, but I'm not going to make creative decisions around that. And, I had no idea what I was going to do. And Talking Tubi, he's kind of growing out of that kind of philosophy and mindset. So anything you can share, Mr. Oddball, get more people on, that would be great. I chuck non-royalty free on my vids all the time. I only ever got blocked on Belarus. I only got blocked. Hey, look, that was my other thing why I started using real music artist music. And I'll tell you why. It's because I was doing that, dude. I was buying copyright-free music. And then it would, after a while, you can only buy licenses. And once that license expires, they then copyright all your videos and the ones prior. So even with copyright-free music, they were still copywriting me. So at the end, I was just like, you know what? Screw you. I'm just going to play the music. And I know you're going to copyright strike me. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to make money from YouTube. I'll make it from other avenues. All right? YouTube don't even pay enough anyway. So, yeah, that's why it is what it is. So there you go. Oh, you know it, dude. You know it. Yeah, they're bastards. And so, yeah, like, excuse me. Talking to Me may not sound like a punk rock name, but it's got a punk rock attitude, all right? In the sense of, like, screw the authority. I'm going to do what I want. Too bad. If you don't like it, completely block it. You know what? If YouTube removed all my videos off its platform, I honestly would just find another platform to share it to. Hell, I'll email it to people if I had to. I just don't like being controlled from that kind of aspect, And the whole algorithm thing with YouTube is, and I know the irony because people are watching this on YouTube, but the whole algorithm setup, if you're a podcaster, you know how frustrating that is. You see videos on your timeline of a kid in a dark closet in 360p resolution getting 400,000 views for their video talking about crap. And yet, you do stuff and it's better quality. It's objectively better quality and you're lucky to get 20 views. The algorithm is evil. May have to make your own. Reservoir Dogs, brilliant starter style of movie to make, low cost to 9 degree. Yeah, in a way, it's just like I'm doing my own thing. Now, there are other platforms that I would go to besides YouTube if I have to. But it's kind of got to change, And the whole YouTube space now, right today, I would say it's in worse shape than it's ever been. And the reason I say that is the influx of celebrity. See, like 10 years ago, celebrities did TV shows and movies and talk shows. Now, every fucking celebrity, whether they've been on a soap opera or a movie, has a podcast. There's so many hours in the day. And people are going to gravitate towards their celebrity friends, not people like us who are just, that would have half a chance back in the day. Hell, me and Rick over in the Pop Culture Spread channel, a channel I started in 2017 with Rick, we started off as trailer reaction, where we'd watch trailers and we react to it, and it was a thing at the time. And, dude, we were on fire there for a little bit. We were making money. We were monetized. We got money from YouTube. Some of our videos got to 150K. It was amazing. And then that just kind of fell off. All of a sudden we were getting copyrighted left, right, and center. But there was a period where it was cool. And it was cool because, like I said, little guys just doing something from a shed like we were back in the day, my old shed at my old house. It was great. We were loving it. And then, now it's not so much that now. Now you need a great set of kahunas and a low-cut top and be female. Or, you just get randomly picked, right? I don't mean for that to sound sexist, but it is true. Like right now, if I was a hot blonde in a low-cut top, there's not 2 people watching this live stream. There's 2,000 people watching this live stream. You know it and I know it. And I'm not even bitter about it, really. I understand it. But, nevertheless, the only problem is, I think, with YouTube generally is it's just not fair. It's not equally fair. There's not a fairness system in place. It's just, it can be a tough battle. Like, I'm going to talk out of school here too. I work with a creator called Jason Roy Gaston. He's a very famous creator in the TikTok world, in the Instagram world. Hell, he's got over 600,000 followers on TikTok. and over 300,000 followers on Instagram. And it's a joy to work with him. I love working with him. But I'm not going to lie to you when I say that his YouTube shorts and TikTok videos, which get tens of thousands of views each video, he's still stuck in the mud when it comes to these type of videos. I mean, sometimes we get to 1,000 on a video, but more often than not, we're only hitting a couple of hundred. Now, how does that work? How does one like a very reasonably popular, content creator that has, earned significant amount of money from this platform only get 200 views per video? You could say, well, you're in it, Jason. That's why it's only getting 200. And I actually internally played with that theory early on when it was happening. But no, it doesn't matter whether I'm in one of those videos or not. We'll get in the same kind of views. So it is disappointing. And more reason that YouTube doesn't know what the fuck it's doing. So, because that type of stuff is happening. Just weird. Anyway, I really don't want to spend any more time ripping in on YouTube in case they do cut the stream, because as much as I don't like my evil overlords, I do want to continue using the platform as I can. No, look, in all essence, there you go. So that's me Friday morning here in Australia, Thursday night over in America. I want everyone to have a wonderful day, no matter what you're doing. I've really enjoyed this doing the last couple of weeks. This was something not even on my radar because I've been doing other kind of content. But hell, this is so good where I'm able to just jump on at 7:30 in the morning and do this. It's an absolute joy and a treat. And as long as I can keep doing this, I can't do it every day. Obviously, sometimes I've got filming jobs on and things like that, other work. But this has been a blast. I'm going to keep doing it. And I super appreciate the early support by you all. Yes, if you can do us a favor and share your knowledge about it, maybe share a link to the YouTube video, let people know what's kind of going on. Because I do want to use this as a space to get away from politics and social politics and the news in general, and just focus on the entertainment industry and podcasting and gaming and all that kind of thing. I will be getting into gaming. I will be at some point hooking up my Nintendo Switch 2 to the PC and doing some live gaming, gaming, streaming, whatever the lung people call it. So, I don't want to talk about that stuff because, everybody's talking about that stuff, from yesterday morning till today. It's all talking about that one subject, and it's horrible, and I don't want to think about it. So let's talk about movies, TVs, gaming, fun stuff, collectibles, cool shit. So what am I currently playing? What a great question. What am I playing at the moment? Nintendo Switch 2. The most expensive video games ever. Donkey Kong Bonanza. It's basically like Super Mario Odyssey on crack. Again, nostalgic. Thank you very much. Yay away from politics. Yes, definitely no politics. No, it's Nintendo I'm playing because, again, I stand by this theory. They are bright and kiddie focused in the way of visuals, but extremely technically difficult to master. So, yeah, man, it's going to be Switch 2. I do have some PC stuff. This computer here, and you can see this setup, I'll give you the hot tip, is my spare computer, my editing machine. And the great thing about when you build a video editing machine, let's see, I've got two of them, one in my office, one here, is the attributes are very close to a gaming PC. Like, I need the same stuff. I need a good processor. I need a kick-ass video card, chock me full of memory, and, and all that, and away you go. So, this computer would actually totally be able to handle a lot of the current titles over on Steam and all that. So I will look into that kind of later. But at the moment, I'm in Nintendo land and just enjoying, yelling at Donkey Kong from my TV because he's not doing what I want him to do, even though I'm incompetent. Oh, I've gone back to Road Redemption, remake of Road Rash for PS1. You did love that game back in the day, didn't you, dude? I remember you playing the hell out of that on the Sega. I never thought it was that great. So, but there you go. No, more than that, my friend. Way more than that. You're looking about 512. I don't muck around. You've got to have the memory. The memory for a video editing machine is as important as the video card, I would say. So, no, I've got some epic memory going. Epic video card. I can't remember the name of the latest one. I've got a see-through here. I'll have to have a look. I've got a see-through window, which is the name of the last video, but it's an Asus video card. I've swapped out about 3 video cards in the life of these machines. But yeah, it's kind of a happy accident. I actually had a rule with these PCs that video games, neither did I. Neither did I. In fact, I challenged it. But it was actually a friend of mine who built it for me. And then when he showed me, I was in shock. Put it this way, the pricing of this motherboard was... But it was all good tax write-off. It was all good tax write-off. The video card, in fact, I'll take some pictures at some point and show you. Kind of nuts. And you know what it was? Like, I was building my own PCs by the late 90s. I'd learned how to, Pentium 3 onwards. I was building my own PC there for a while. So I got to know it all. And then I stopped at around 2006. I had a really big, I had big responsibilities in the job at the time. I was leaning into more console gaming like Xbox 360. Halo was my obsession at the time. And then when it came to this, I needed help. By the time it came back to building these, I needed help. I didn't know. Let me have a lean over, see now. Hang on. Let me see if I can get a picture. No, it's too dark. But I'll take some photos to prove it because I was in shock too. Unless I'm fried. I mean, I could be fried and there's only 256 in there, but I swear I got 512. Keen to know sometime, not here. Yeah, fair enough. Absolutely. I'm shocked, actually, these PCs have lasted as long as they have. I mean, they've kind of evolved, and fingers crossed nothing does happen to them because I use them, obviously, for work. But, yeah. It's kind of a happy accident, I suppose, to find out that that the 2 things I built for work were actually great for entertainment as well. You know what else is great for entertainment that I haven't spoken about? Is my MetaQuest 3, my VR wireless system. Oh boy, that's so much fun. The MetaQuest. I've been around VR a little bit. Here's a story to tell you. When I was working at my last employer, I had one of these amazing roles where I worked there in another role in recruitment where only time this has ever happened to me in my life. An executive and a CEO come and talk to me. And I think at the time, a lot of people were getting fired. So I'm like, oh, here we go. And they turn around to me and go, we are going to create a role based on your skill set for you just to do you. And I shit you not, they asked for my original resume. They went through, they built a job description for it. Now, because they legally had to do a job description for it, they actually had to interview people just beside myself. And so anyway, it's a long story short. I got this amazing role. They called it system support officer. I was in charge of the IT, even though I was super underqualified to do it. But we were doing a lot of development. It's a long story to get to VR. And one of the things was we were developing a VR headset for training. I worked in an organization where we trained apprentices. I got to go to a place in Adelaide Studios over at Green Hill, where the old Nut House was, and spend a few weeks with the VR guys in there. So this team of young guys from uni sit in this room and they're developing VR content. And it was fascinating. These guys are great guys. It was It was such a fascinating time to watch them build VR. You'd have one guy with a VR headset on, he'd put it down, do his little bit of code, bring it back up, keep swapping through. But I got to spend some time with these guys, which was amazing. So I'd always been a fan of VR. And then the cool part was, because we were developing VR, they got me like an Alienware gaming laptop that cost them $4,000, and the original corded Oculus. Back then it was corded, it ran through a USB 3 cable from the back of the headset to your laptop. So there I was at home bringing back VR stuff. Back in 2019, I was playing hardcore with it, and it was impressive then. Then past Christmas, the kids decide for birthday and Christmas they buy me a MetaQuest 2. Dude, that is so much fun. When you put it on and you're in it, like, this is a great space to play it. And I should hook it up where I can play it and you see it on screen. But moving around, playing shooting games, playing puzzle games, hell, even playing solitaire rocks in MetaQuest 3 headset. So, yeah, thanks to my amazing kids who got me that. And, of course, bought me the recent game. But either way, yeah, right, VR is another next level as well. And you talk about technology, excuse me, what's possible. The fact that you've got this whole VR headset and everything is self-contained. It's not linked to a PC, although it can be. You download the game straight to the device, and they run a beautiful 60 frames a second. And, zombie games are I'm just going to say zombie games are friggin' terrifying. Like, there are times when you put on a zombie and they're invading your house, because the amazing thing about this, it's also AR, being augmented reality, which means it maps your house. And so when you're looking through the headset, you can kind of still see your house. But now you've got zombies busting through your house. Genuinely terrifying. I love it. I love it. There you go. Yes, it was fun. It's awesome to have tech-savvy friends. Yeah, but only to a limit. I'm a creator. I'm not really an IT guy. There are much smarter people out there with IT. Naive to VR. Still haven't had the opportunity. Man, we'll have to catch up. I'll have to hook in. Once you're in, though. It is very much, you put it on, you go, oh, now I understand with all those people in that movie WALL-E, the fat people in the wheelchairs in space. Yeah, they're all hooked up to VR. I get it. I mean, obviously the graphics aren't perfect. They're probably like PlayStation 3 graphics, maybe. But hell, it's still so much fun. There you go. Kids, the mates you make yourself. That's true. Best dreams I had are zombie dreams. Yeah, it's kind of terrifying when horror games are just so effective on the VR headspace. So really great thing. It's really cool. And I use it minimum couple of times a week easily. I'll sit there and it's good because you can be active, like walk around with it. But there are also a lot of games where you can actually just sit in your couch and still enjoy it. So it's really great. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up now, guys. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me drone on again here on I'm Talking To. Everybody have a great weekend. Everybody have a great evening. From Australia, I'm going to say go the Crows tonight. Really like you to win that game. And I reckon I'll see you guys Monday, I think, or Tuesday. One of those 2 days, I will be back on with another I'm Talking To. All right, rock and rollers, we will see you next time on this show that really doesn't achieve anything except entertain, talk crap, and I don't have a better lead out than that. So see you guys. We'll see you next time.